In Boston, a wave hit the city that wasn't water, it wasn't ice, it was molasses, thick, heavy, and moving fast enough to smash buildings. This sounds like a joke until you realize people died in it.
It's January 15th, 1919, just past noon in Boston's North End. Workers are on lunch break. Horse-drawn wagons move along the street. The harbor air is cold, and a huge storage tank full of molasses towers over the neighborhood.
The tank was massive, about as tall as a small building and wide like an industrial arena. It could hold up to roughly 2.5 million gallons. People nearby had heard it rumble and leak before, but it stayed in use.
Then, around 12:30, something gives. A sharp crack, metal screams. The tank bursts open, and the neighborhood gets hit by a wall of syrup. Not a spill, a moving, crushing mass. Reports described a wave roughly 15 feet deep in places, sweeping through streets and slamming into buildings. Estimates even put its speed shockingly high, fast enough that you couldn't just step aside.
Here's what makes it terrifying. Molasses doesn't behave like water. It grabs you, it drags you down. In the cold, it thickens even more, turning streets into something like quicksand that you can't run through. Rescuers arrived fast. Police, firefighters, volunteers. But the syrup fought them at every step. The thicker it got, the harder it was to move. People and animals were trapped in place, and every second mattered. When it finally slowed, the neighborhood looked unreal. Brown-coated streets, wrecked buildings, twisted debris. Cleanup took weeks, and locals said the sweet smell seemed to linger long after the streets looked normal again. The company tried to argue it was sabotage, but investigators focused on a simpler explanation. The tank had serious structural problems. This disaster turned into one of the most famous engineering accountability stories in American history.
The case dragged on for years with mountains of testimony. The outcome helped push stricter rules, better oversight, stronger engineering standards, and more accountability for giant industrial structures built near the public.
This is why boring engineering details matter. One neglected tank turned a normal lunch hour into a mass disaster. And the lesson still applies today. If corners are cut, physics always collects the debt, with interest.
Most people hear molasses flood and laugh until they see what it did. Want another 3-minute story like this? Strange, real, and documented? Comment the city you want next, and I'll find its darkest forgotten headline.